Hey everyone, it's T. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am just messing around today. I decided that it's been a while since I've done any polygel, sculpting of any polygel. So we're just actually going to do an overlay on this. We're going to put some polygel on it. We're going to ombre two colors together and then decorate it a little bit and have a little fun playing. Let me move this out of the way. I would like to say welcome or welcome back to everyone. If you have not subscribed already, please subscribe, hit the notifications, leave me a comment on this video, a thumbs up. It's a huge, huge help to my channel. It doesn't cost anything, and I would greatly appreciate it. So these are polygels that I mixed myself. So these are colors I did. Is there something sticky on here, or is it just my imagination? Might just be my imagination. So these are colors that I ended up mixing myself. I started out with a base color or a clear sometimes and added to them. So we've got this really pretty blue. And then, ooh, this one's very full. And this really, really pretty pink. So let's go ahead and clean that off there. We are going to put a base coat on this nail. Polygel always sticks better to a base coat. So we're going to use our Glitterama base coat. And we're going to put this in and cure it for 30 seconds. Once it's cured for 30 seconds, then we will work on our polygel. Now, I will say this is going to be easier than probably if I was putting it on myself, because my body temperature is not heating up the polygel. But these lights, that might be an issue. I am going to grab some of our pink here. I'm going to start with pink at the top of the nail. And we're just going to start. Let me get my wipe out. Sorry. Thought I had my stuff all together. Apparently I was not ready at all. Polygel is just a matter of its padding. You just need to be very delicate, very gentle. It's different from acrylic. I don't know if you've done acrylic before. I started out doing acrylic strictly because that's what I wore. I've always worn acrylic. I don't even know any, I'll be honest, I don't know any salons or anything around here in Illinois. There may be some, but I don't know any salons in Illinois that I've ever gone to that do polygel. So, but anyways, I was always into my acrylics because I was an acrylic girl. That's what I always had. And then I started worrying about developing an allergy to acrylic. And I was like, you know what? And the thing that probably I worried about the most was the monomer. And I ended up deciding that I wanted to do polygel because it still gives you the strength, right? We're going to grab some of this. Right there. So it still gives you like the strength and the feel of like acrylic, which is what I liked about polygel. I like the fact that when you were doing it, when you got done, your nails felt strong. You know, there's that feeling you have with acrylic that you don't get with just a strictly gel nail, especially if you're using a full cover tip. It's the sound. Like that's the sound of the nail. It doesn't, they don't click clack the same way, if you know what I mean. Acrylic and polygel they have that sound that I really like. Okay, so I'm just trying to pat this down. I'm going to feather out, try to evenly feather it out here at the bottom, because we're going to start getting our blue on here to ombre the blue. As soon as your brush starts to feel slightly sticky, that's when you want to go clean it off, wipe it off. Now, some people use slip solution. I do not. I use isopropyl alcohol. I always have. Works great for me. It's what I've always used, so that's what I stick with. But I know that there are some people who use specifically use a slip solution. All right, so I'm just trying to thin this out, this area right here out, feather it down. Keep feathering. Make sure I don't lose my shape. Polygel is not going to cure until you put it under a lamp, so it's not going to get hard till then. All right, let's wipe this off because we don't want any of the pink in our blue. Let's go in and grab some of our blue polygel. Okay, probably a little too much, but ooh, that was close. We shall see. Again, I just use my alcohol as my slip solution. I don't want my brush too wet. And I'm going to start working on the end of the nail first before I even get anywhere close to where that ombre is. I want to make sure that I have the end nice and covered. Start slowly working my ombre up. Now I feel like I have a little too much on this end. So the nice thing about it is you can take that off and save it. You can reuse it. You will know if you get any polygel stuck in your brush because all of a sudden your polygel will start sticking to your brush even though you're cleaning it. That's a sign that you have polygel stuck in your brush. It's the same thing with acrylic. When acrylic starts sticking, when your acrylic starts sticking to your acrylic brush, it's because you have, like, see right there? That little piece of polygel is going to make more polygel stick. All right. Again, we're just making sure we keep it nice and even. Polygel is going to move on you too. It will slowly, not quickly, but it will definitely, if you can see, look at how smooth that is and glass-like. That's because the polygel is still moving. It's not cured yet. So we're just taking it, and now we want to feather this very carefully up onto the pink. I'm just starting to work the two together right here. You want that kind of like a purpley pink right there. So I'm just working those two polygels kind of together. So I'm going back and forth, up and down, working them together. The nice thing about it, like I said, is you can keep working on your shape. I used to do minimal filing when I did polygel, because you can keep working on it until you get it into a nice shape that you like, that you're going to have to do minimal, hopefully, minimal filing on. So, just making sure I've got coverage all the way. I don't want it too thick on the sides, right? But you want to make sure that you've got the nail covered. And just keep going back and forth with this, moving it around. See how the polygel is kind of coming down a little bit? Just added a little bit of alcohol on my brush, bringing it back up. Tap, 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 tap. Acrylic is a little different. Acrylic is more of a longer, more fluid motion. You're doing more of a dragging with acrylic for the most part. With polygel, for the most part, you are going to be doing lots of tapping. Like right now, I am dragging, which is more of a acrylic technique. You won't be able to do that the whole time, though, because it'll start getting sticky. So you see I had to pick up some of that alcohol. The reason I was doing that is I'm trying to get these to be just a little bit of a smoother blend, not such a harsh line, because I feel like we still have a bit of a harsh line for my liking. So I'm going to specifically work on that right here. Trying to blend, blend, blend. So I'm just pulling that blue up just a little bit more. Pat, 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 remember. It's not going to be cured, not going to be hard until you put it in the lamp, so you have time to work with this as long as you want. I think that sometimes that is the issue, is I got to get this in the lamp. It's polygel. This polygel, until you put it in a lamp, it is not going to cure. So you make sure it is where you want it to be. Keep tap, 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 wipe, 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 swipe, swipe, swipe. I like to go to the end of the nail and kind of like make sure that we have covered the end. So if you push it down a little bit and then push it back up with your brush, you can make sure to get really good coverage. So that's what I'm doing. I hate when you get that end where you lose the sharpness, because the nail starts to round. I'm not a fan of that. I like it to be like nice and crisp. When I did my own nails doing polygel, I can tell you it would take me a while, because I was first of all, I hate filing. So I would rather spend time making sure the nail is in a nice shape first. So I have to do as little filing as possible. So that was always my goal, was to do as little filing as possible. Even when I did acrylics, it was always my goal. I don't want to file. And acrylic is so much harder to file than polygel. Polygel is so much softer when it comes to actually filing the product than acrylic. Acrylic is definitely a harder product to file. Okay. We are going to put that in. We are going to give that a full 60 seconds. You need to give it a full 60 seconds. With polygel, that is the thing. You have to cure it all of the way. You do not want any uncured polygel on your nail. So we're going to clean off this. Polygel is going to have an incredible, incredible sticky layer when it comes out of there. There we go. Let's put the blue one on. There we go. Like I said, when it comes out, it is going to have a very, very sticky layer. Oh. Now let's throw those away now that they have that chrome on them. All right, there she be. This is temperature changing polygel. I forgot. You notice how light that got? So this is, yeah, this is temperature changing one. I forgot about that. It will start to get darker the cooler it gets. All right, so we have taken off our sticky layer. It is fairly, like I'm running my finger over it, it is fairly smooth. We are going to get a file out and a paper towel for the desk and do just a little filing because it does not need a lot. We're going to need to sharpen up our sides a little. Our end. And now I'm just going to buff it. Again, when you're buffing stuff, you can tell if you buffed it where it's smooth. If you don't knock it off of the nail stand. Lordy, lordy, lord. Sorry about that. Let's put you back on there. So sorry. When you see that all of the shine is gone, you know I'm going to have to use a different stand because that one's got stuff on it now. 1 second, please. There we go. Problem solved. All right, so I will tell you one thing I have never done with polygel. I have never done the lazy girl method. That's never been a method I've tried. I do want to try it though, but I've never tried that. I've never done dual forms. That was just something I don't know. I just was like, dual forms, not for me. It wasn't what I was looking for, right? So I'm just trying to buff down the sides there. When I did polygel, for the most part, I would sculpt my nails. I just liked how that looked. But with these beautiful full cover tips they have now, you can, and how some of the tips are very thin, like these right here, these would be perfect to put polygel or acrylic over because they both, it's very thin nail, like very thin nail. It's one of the first ones I got when I was doing nails, and it was before they started making them with a thicker tip and a thinner nail bed. So I'm just looking, what I'm looking for when I'm filing it, I want to make sure that this is a straight line. So I'm just kind of going back and forth. Now, if this was on my nail, it would be a different story. I would not be filing it the same way. But on a nail stand, it can be a little difficult to get it down on the edges because I can't move the nail in all the ways I could do it if I was on my hand, right? All right, so I'm just trying to make sure that we are nice and smooth through this section here where we did our blend. There we go. That looks good. And I'm just trying to get our lovely file marks out of it now. Okay. Let's wipe her down and see what she looks like, shall we? And oh, lo and behold, she got all dark again. I forgot that was a temperature changing poly that I made. I'm just blowing on it to get all the alcohol to evaporate. Alrighty. Let us put a top coat on this and let's see what she looks like, shall we? I do want to do a little bit of nail art, I think, on this. And it's funny, oh, there's a fuzzy on it. Hold on. There you go. As you can see it changing temperature as I put the top coat on it, because the top coat is nice and cool, has not heated up at all. All right. So there we go. Lovely. We are going to only cure that. There is a little, there we go. Okay. Ooh. Can't tell if they're bubbles or actually, I think I got something in it there, but we're going to give that 10, 15 seconds because I want to grab something that we're going to use. We're going to use our laser powder on it. I think this will look so fun. Again, I'm just going to dump a little in the lid. Dip our silicone tool in and start putting it on here. I'm addicted to holographic anything, I'll be truthful. I love it. I love holo. Okay, so it is completely covered in holo now. You're like, wait, I can't even see the nail anymore. We're going to keep burnishing it. Calm down, it'll be fine. Let's put the rest of that back in there. I would love to tell you that I would give you links to everything I have here, right? Unfortunately, most everything that I've used today, except for the poly gels, probably came from Ali and or Temu. So just rubbing, rubbing, rubbing. I want to burnish this in as much as possible. I would put holo on everything in the whole world if it was up to me. I mean, look at that. And it's not even top coated yet. Oof. All right, let's top coat it. This is the top coat that I use for chromes and things like that because I don't want to get it in all my other top coats. So I try to use one top coat for chromes because it doesn't matter how much you brush it off, you will still probably get something in it. Okay, making sure to get the edges. Oof, I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I also want to make a aquarium nail, but I just don't think I'm going to do it today because it's already 3:35 and I really need to edit. I got to get to some editing. I think I've got like 4 videos I need to edit, this being one of them, but this video, honestly, I'm not going to edit a lot out of it. I mean, not a whole heck of a lot, really. I think that is going to be so pretty. Let's look at it, shall we? Oh, it's hard because of the shine. Let's see, I wonder if let me turn this one light off and see if that helps any. For you to be able to see it from the other lights. So it's got that pretty blue to pink, then with the hollow over it. Oh, there we go. Turn the light back on. That looks awesome. All righty. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh, a story from, oh, I like that idea. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you spending time with me, hanging out while we made some nails today. Again, like I've said, if you have not subscribed, please think about subscribing. Hit the notifications. Go ahead and leave me a comment on this video, a thumbs up. Would you wear this nail? I was thinking about doing some nail art, but once you put the chrome on, it's just so chromy. I'm loving it with the hollow. Love, love, love. All righty. Thank you for hanging out with me. I would like to wish you all peace, love, and joy. Mwah. Bye-bye.